Hey guys, Hive112 here, and welcome to the first episode of the Let's Talk series. Today's topic is Old One Eye.
Who's to know if your soul will fade at all? The one you sold to fool the world. You lost your self-esteem along the way.
For those that don't know, I'll explain who Old One Eye is. Old One Eye is a Carnifex and is a special character for the Tyranids. Pretty much the story goes, when Bear Moss attacked, Old One Eye, Carnifex, was unable to be stopped and kept rampaging through marines after marines, smashing tanks aside, killing people, destroying buildings, and then was eventually brought down by a plasma pistol shot to the eye, and hence why it's Old One Eye. And the beast that caused so much damage had thought to be dead after it couldn't be brought down. It had some sort of like rapid regeneration, and nothing was able to kill it, even the biggest weapons. And then the fatal blow, which was the plasma pistol shot to the eye, finally brought the beast down. Was thought to be dead. About a decade later, when Tyranids returned, Old One Eye was awoken from his slumber, and as sightings have been seen of the supposed Old One Eye, but it's never been truly recognised. Apart from, I think, once in the fluff he comes back, and Tellian manages to get a 1 in a million shot, as it says, down the eye again. But Old One Eye is pretty much a Carnifex that causes lots of damage and keeps bringing tiny remainders of broken off Tyranids broken off from the synapse, back from dormancy, and pretty much raising hell and then being brought down by its one weakness, which is a shot to the eye. So yeah, that's pretty much who Old One Eye is. Rules-wise, Old One Eye is a monstrous creature, heavy support choice. You can only have one Old One Eye, bit of a tongue twister there, in your army. Heavy support choice, like I said. Pretty much has a adapted Carnifex stat line. Weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 10, so there's an extra strength, toughness 6, 4 wounds, initiative 1, 4 attacks, leadership 8, so +1 on the leadership, and a 3-up armor save. So pretty much a basic Carnifex, I think with an extra strength and 1 extra leadership. Special rules: instinctive behavior is feed, so if he's not in synapse, because Old One Eye isn't a synapse creature in the rules, he goes to feed, so if he fails he runs towards the nearest unit and tries to kill them. He's fearless and has the living battering ram rule, which is Carnifexes have, which means you get +2 initiative on the charge, so you'll have 3 initiative on the charge. There are all the basic special rules he has. His own special rules: he has rapid regeneration. So he pretty much has regeneration, so at the beginning of every turn you roll the dice for every wound lost, but Old One Eye will regain a wound for every 5 or 6, rather than just the standard 6 for his regeneration. So he's gonna get his wounds back. He's got 4 wounds, so it's not bad, not bad. He has Berserk Rampage, which means for every successful hit roll that Old One Eye will make in close combat, he can immediately make an additional attack against the same unit. So, say you charge into combat, you'll have 5 attacks. Say you hit 3 times, you can make another 3 attacks. Unfortunately, these don't stack up, so you can't run in, get all hits again, more hits, and then hit with those hits. It only works the once. So that can be pretty good. I mean, maximum. So looking at his weapons as well, he has a pair of crushing claws, which is D3 attacks. So you have 4 attacks basic, 1 on the charge. If you get a 3 with the the crushing claws, you can have 8 attacks. If you got really lucky, and I mean really lucky, getting really jammy, you could hit with those 8 attacks, make another 8 attacks and hit with those, giving you a total of 16 hits with strength 10, which is just horrible. The chances of it actually happening are pretty slim, but I mean, come on, that's just insane. 16 strength 10 attacks, and you get to reroll any ones that missed a hit, because he also has a set of scything talons. So that's pretty nasty. He can be Old One Eye. I think to me would be, if I was to take Old One Eye, I'd use him as a sort of how could I put it? A kind of shock attack, kind of hit and run tactics. You want to try and get him to hit something where he's going to potentially destroy it in one turn, or break a unit, or finish a unit off. I think he'd be very good at taking objectives, kind of say you're playing capture and control and you're trying to take your opponent's base. I think he'd be very good at that. Storming across the field, bullets bouncing off any that hit him, he's got a good chance of getting the wound back. And when he reaches the target, like I said, the amount of attacks that he can brew up in like his first turns is pretty horrible. And also the Berserk Rampage, looking at the wording of the rules, it only says for every successful attack. It's not like a round one sort of thing. So you can keep doing that every turn. You know, you can keep pouring out maximum attacks. It'd be pretty nice. And his last rule is Alpha Leader, which any friendly unit within 12 inches of Old One Eye may choose to use his leadership for morale or leadership tests they're required to make. So, say you've got some Gaunts and they've fallen out of synapse for some reason, Old One Eye's within 12 inches, they can take their extinctive behaviour test on a leadership 8, which is that's pretty handy, you know. Nearly as much as Marine. You know, it's going to keep the guys there. So, Old One Eye, briefly, is pretty much a really hard unit. He's good at attacking. He's good at getting wounds back with that rapid regeneration. That's really nice, that rule. I really like that. It's a good way taken. He's not the fastest of attackers with initiative 1, 3 on the charge, but what do you expect? He's a Carnifex. He's going to keep your little Gaunts there. So overall, I think Old One Eye is a spectacular addition to any army. The only thing that really lets him down for competitive gaming, I mean, I'm not saying he's not completely competitive, but he does come at quite a hefty price. You know, your normal Carnifex will come at 160. If you were to kit him out, like Old One Eye, so give him Crushing Claws, it's 185. If you then gave him Regeneration, it's going to be about 210, I think, something like that. But Old One Eye comes at the price of 260 points. Really good for Old One Eye's rules, really, really good. But, you know, you've got to think to yourself, when you're building a list, say this is competitive-wise. Fun-wise, Old One Eye take him pretty much most of the time instead of something else. Just because it would be fun just to watch, try and get all those attacks and shake off all those other heavy shots. But, you know, competitive-wise, I don't think Old One Eye is really going to make it onto the score sheet, because you can easily just take a Trigon Prime with regeneration for 5 points more. And, you know, the Trigon's got the 6 wounds, the weapon skill 5, 6 attacks basic. You know, he becomes a synapse creature, you can deep strike him, he's got Shadow in the Walk, and I think competitive-wise, Old One Eye isn't... I can see him being used, but I don't think he's particularly the best choice. You can have a Tyrannifex with a Rupture Cannon for 10 points, for 5 points more, sorry. But yeah, Old One Eye, I think he's pretty good. You know, most people just look past him, and but I think, yeah, Old One Eye's pretty good. I think it was Fritz I've seen he used to use Old One Eye with his green Tyranids. Not in his most recent video with the kind of purple Tyranids. But he used to use Old One Eye, and he seemed to make it work pretty well. I think Old One Eye is going to be one of those models that when you place on the board, it's going to be hit or miss. He's either going to cause a lot of damage and uproar and really get in your opponent's face, or he's going to be one of those models that you put down on the table waiting to do some damage, and then he's just going to fluff it and be knocked out in a couple of turns. You'll get really unlucky rolls with him or something. But yeah, so I think attacking wise, Old One Eye, great. Only thing that really lets him down is initiative and weapon skill, but like I said before, it's a card effect. The model for Old One Eye is an old model. There's not a new one for him. You could easily make one out of the plastic Carnifex kit. Maybe a few additions of the Trigon kit or something thrown in there. You know, make him look different, so it just doesn't look like a Bob standard Carnifex generation. But the old model, it's pretty nice. You know, I haven't got one myself. I probably will eventually, so I can stick it in my army. But the only problem I see with the model at the moment is it's metal. You know, but it's quite a big metal model, so you probably have to pin him together, and he'll look pretty different to the rest of all the new plastic kits like Trigon. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I can really say about Old One Eye. If you guys have any views or want to expand on my points or say your own points, you know, there's something I might not have picked up. I haven't really looked too much into Old One Eye. This is just breezing across the pages. I'm sure if you used other unit entries from the codex, you could cook up quite a nasty combination with Old One Eye and maybe another unit. I can't think of any that bounce off my head straight away. But yeah, anyway, so what do you guys think of Old One Eye? Post in the comments below, or make a video response even. You know, that's what this Let's Talk series is for. It's not just my views, you know. If not, I'd make it the Tyranid Tactica, and I'd put deadly insight into it. Well, not deadly insight, but I'd put quite a lot of insight into the video, giving you every kind of aspect of Old One Eye. But yeah, so that's what I think. I think Old One Eye is hit or miss. He's going to do lots, or he's going to fluff it. He can be very useful, but is very pricey. Yeah, so that is pretty much Old One Eye. This topic was brought up by Vivid Adventures. You can see there's a link to his channel on my channel page, so you go check out his videos. It's a very awesome guy, very awesome videos, overall amazing channel, so please check him out. And thank you for watching, or listening even. You know, this isn't really one to watch. Thank you for listening, and I will hopefully see you guys soon, and I'll speak to you later.